For viewing my channel first time, please subscribe to my channel for more updates on embedded systems. Today we are mainly discussing about on some CAN protocol basics. Today's agenda: error handling in CAN protocol. We have so many CAN nodes are connected in a single CAN network. Any one of the node trying to send one message into the CAN bus. During the transmission of this message, the message got corrupted due to any one of the error, and the corrupted message will be rejected by the CAN protocol. Again, we are going to retransmit the same message into the CAN bus. This is the way the error handling was implemented in the CAN protocol. This will improve the performance of the CAN protocol. And here we have mainly five types of error can be detected in the CAN protocol, that we divide into the two levels. One is the message level and another one is the bit level. In message level, we have finally three types of errors. One is a CRC error, acknowledgement error, form error, or frame check error. In bit level, we divide into the two types. One is the bit error and stuff error. If we detect any one of the error, we are trying to reject the existing message, drop the existing message, and we will try to retransmit the same message. This way, the error handling or error detection was implemented in the CAN protocol. Today, we are going to discuss all types of errors in the CAN protocol. And here, first of all, we should discuss about the message level. And here, first of all, we should discuss about the CRC error. Okay, here we have one sender and two receivers. I'm going to send the same message to the both the receivers. Okay, here I will always send with the startup frame, next one arbitration field, control field, and data field. And next one we should send the CRC field also. How it will send? It will calculate the CRC for the arbitration field, control field, and data field, and it will put it into the CRC place, and it will try to send the bit by bit to the both the receivers. What receivers will do? It will try to recalculate the CRC using the arbitration field, control field, and data field, and it will try to recalculate the CRC same way how the sender was calculated. And here it will compare whatever the calculated CRC and also received CRC. If both are matches, then it will accept the particular message, otherwise it will trigger the CRC error. This way the CRC error was implemented in the CAN protocol. Next one is acknowledgement error. Okay, here sender, okay, after completion of the CRC field, it will try to send the two recessive bits, two ones. It will try to send by the sender two ones. Then if the receiver was received successfully, the all the arbitration field, control field, and data field, and also CRC field, if all fields are received by the receiver, then it should respond with 0 1, one dominant and one receive bit. Similarly, one dominant and receive bit. If I do the wired and logic here 1 0 0, then I will get the 0 only dominant. Here all are ones, I will get 1. This way I was representing in the CAN bus. Okay, here always I should respond with the 0 1, then I will get the positive acknowledgement. For example, the receivers are not acknowledging as per the 0 1. For example, it was acknowledged with 1 1. Both the receive bits, both the receivers are responding with 1 1. That means both the receive bits, both are responding with the receive bits. So we will get the acknowledgement error. For example, if we get the 0 1, there is no acknowledgement error. If I get the 1 1, then I will get the acknowledgement error. This way we can detect the acknowledgement error in the CAN protocol. Next one is frame check or form error. Okay, we have few fixed lengths in the CAN standard format or extended format. We have few fixed lengths. Here we have CRC delimiter and acknowledgement delimiter, end of frame, intermission field. These all fields are fixed fields, and also all are recessive bits. See here, this CRC delimiter also recessive bit, acknowledgement delimiter also recessive bit, and end of frame also all are recessive bits, and intermission field also all are recessive bits. Okay, if we detect any incorrect length or any incorrect bits during this fields, okay, then we will detect a frame check error or form error. For example, if we always receive the always receive bits and always length also same, then we won't trigger any error. Okay, if we detect any incorrect or incorrect bits, incorrect length or incorrect bits during these phases, then we will detect a frame check or error or form error. This way we used to detect all types of error in the message level. Similar way we are going to detect in the bit level. Okay, here we'll discuss how bit error will be detected in the CAN protocol. Here the sender is sending the some data field, and it is trying to send the bit by bit from the sender to the receiver. For example, here it was sent dominant bit by the sender, but in the CAN bus it was detected as a recessive. Okay, then we will trigger a bit error. Okay, once we detected a bit error, then we will send the error frame. Error frame means this, already we discussed in the previous session how the error frames looks like, how the passive error frames looks like, and also how the active error frame looks like. Okay, here I was representing with the active error frame. Active error frame, here we have continuously six zeros. This error flag sent by the sender, and due to the six continuously zeros, the receiver also should send the error flag again six zeros. Because of this active error frame, again it should send with six zeros. Finally it will end up with the eight resu bits. This is the error delimiter. Okay, this is the way we are sending the error frame followed by the bit error. Okay, next, after that we have a intermission field to restart the same message. Okay, here the current message was lost due to the bit error. Then we are going to retransmit the same message from here. This is the way bit error was detected in the CAN protocol, and also followed by the error frame, again intermission field, again we will retransmit the same message here. Okay, next one we will be discussing about stuff error. Okay, here for example we have five dominant bits continuously. For example, my sender is sending the five continuously, five dominant bits. Okay, the sixth bit will be inverted. Okay, this sender, okay, whatever the CAN protocol will be inverted. Okay, for example, I am sending continuously five zeros, five dominants, then sixth bit will be inversed. Similar way, if I am sending five ones, five recessive bits, then sixth bit should be inversed. This will be stuffed, this will be added during the transmission. In the receiving end, if we receive continuously 5 bits, the 6 bit will be rejected by the receiver. This way the stuffing will be done in the CAN protocol. During the transmission, if we detect 5 continuously zeros or ones, the inverse bit we used to add and send from the sender. And what a receiver will do, it will try to just understand, if we continuously receive five zeros, then sixth bit I should reject. Again similar way, if I receive continuously five ones, then sixth bit I should reject. This way the stuffing was implemented in the CAN protocol using the NRZ encoding. Okay, if we detect incorrect behavior, for example continuously six zeros or six ones, six dominant bits or six recessive bits, if I try to receive, then I will trigger a stuff error. Okay, if I receive any continuously six zeros, then I will trigger a stuff error, the receiver end. This way the stuff error was implemented. With this we all discussed about the all types of errors in the CAN protocol. This is very important during our understanding of the CAN protocol. Thank you friends, thank you for watching.